All right, here we go. We're walking down. I'm hearing that there's prayer. As the deadline is getting close to 5 o'clock, Savannah Guthrie has released a new video pleading for the help of the public. This is coming up on the home of Nancy Guthrie. That's where you can see all the media that are here. Hot afternoon sun. This is the police. I'm told there was some people praying out here just a short time ago. Here's where the neighbors set up like a little memorial site right there. There's the home. I'm going to approach it from the other side because the sun coming from that way. Nice, a little growing memorial. Not a lot of shade out here. There's the sheriff. Is the front. That's where then they found the blood. Okay, we just want to get our bearings here. And I'm going to keep moving. Okay, out here. Oh, nice. Out here, it is 2:42. And we are live on TikTok. We'll just get set up here. Sun is definitely a challenge, everybody, but we're working through it. Hold on, we're going to go in just a moment. Okay. Okay, so we are live on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. There we go. Now, the significance, Savannah Guthrie just released another video this time speeding for the help of the public. Try to find a spot that can have a little more shade. Stuff with the sun. Because they want us on this side. But it is not easy. Go back the other way. So here it's for those that are just tuning in. So here's the house. Things have definitely perked up, especially since a new video was released. Every time a new video is released, is added media focus. There's Cody from Court TV. See him tonight on the mini politics. There's the sheriff that just stays right in front of the house. And I wish I had caught that. But apparently there was some people that came and were praying right out here in front of the house. This is really tough. I'm going to try a different angle on the hill. I think you guys can get a good sense of just how much media is here. We don't want to have where's the sun? Okay. Just so everyone understands. So they're saying that family member dropped her off. That's the garage right over there, and that she entered through the garage. Right here. Well, ooh, just got poked by a cactus. All right, let's see if this can work. Boy, these cactus are sharp. Whew. Really is like a porcupine. Yes. Thank you, Chris. If you're on TikTok, make sure you tap the screen. Let's see, who'll be the first one to send a donut? We are live also on X and Facebook and YouTube. And it is a very tense here. Very tense with the 5 o'clock deadline looming. I'm going to play. Thank you for that. Thank you, Wonderlust. There we go. Hats, what time? It's 2:48 here in Tucson. Thank you, Judy. 2:48 in Tucson. So we are 12 minutes away from 2 hours. And the question is, are they going to pay the ransom? Unknown. Thank you, Deb. Yep. Unknown. Now, we haven't seen Savannah Guthrie. Thank you for that. Make sure you follow the page. Please tap the screen. It is Annie. Well, right now, Savannah released a new video, new statement I'm going to play. They have not alerted us that there's a press conference, but I just wonder at some point, is it possible that Savannah shows up here and there's like an impromptu press conference? I don't know, but I want to show. Oh, folks, pray for Nancy. Oh, folks, again, that is Savannah. And the key word is, it is desperation at this point. I'm going to play it for everybody. Just trying to adjust because of this sun. There we go. Oh, all right, let me play it. Oh, hold on. Hi, Ronnie. Oh, where is Nancy? They need a break. Thank you, Wonderlust. Oh, agony. Oh, poor Savannah. Okay, well, I have earpods in, so maybe that's what the problem is. But anyhow, the ear canceling. So again, folks, this is it. It is right now approaching 3 o'clock. This is the front of Nancy Guthrie's home. Now, this is very important. This is where they claim she was driven by a family member. And that timeline has not changed or been altered. So as of right now, that remains. Now, as of right now, I'm just double checking, but I'm not seeing any announcement about a press briefing. Um, now, video plea number 4. Jennifer Coffindaffer put important takeaway, only Savannah. Savannah has a makeup jewelry showing her strength. Savannah spoke about prayer. Clearly the prayers have lifted her. She did not address the despicable ransom note from the terrorists. She spoke fondly of her brother and sister. She intimated her mother could be far, and if anyone, no matter where they live, has seen anything, please report it. Ah. Jennifer writes, I bet those who toyed so menacingly with Savannah with the ransom notes are not happy to see her so strong. Their game, their leverage has come to an end. It's true. It's just her alone. But, at the same token, I mean, I'm not sure what we can read into that. A lot of times, people start picking apart little things, saying that they are, at one point, her and the sister, were hands were clasped, and people were saying, "Do you notice she has 6 fingers?" And maybe the brother, it's very difficult what they're going through right now. So maybe it's an element of, in some ways, Savannah seems like the leader of the family. So maybe it makes sense. Or maybe, we don't know. What is it the authorities that told her, why don't you just do it? So, oh, thank you, Trisha. God, these people it always throws me. I stopped playing it because we see that. Yes, very different tone than the last time. Do not understand. Thank you, Trisha. Yeah, I don't. Diana Sweeney claimed. We'll get one of the mods to block her. Hate when people do that. That's right, Chris M. Very comfortable on camera. Again, if you're watching on TikTok, please tap the screen, follow the page. Wow, look at all those donuts go. Keep it going. Folks, it's very warm out here. I want you to know, because, by the way, tomorrow morning, whoa, thank you. Tomorrow morning, I am expected to be on Court TV with Julie Grant at 8 o'clock. People, I want you to understand that, thank you for that. Thank you, Judy, that people are asking what it is that brought me out here. And folks, you have to remember the power of prayer. And Savannah needs to know that everyone is exactly because they were holding hands. People saying, is it only me, or why does she have 6 fingers? I mean, there's no end to the foolishness. There's just no end to the foolishness of people. The same thing with these people. Did you know her husband worked for the Clintons? I mean, so Bill and Hillary kidnapped the mother. I mean, does that make sense to any reasonable person? Now, I want to come back to, we're coming up on the deadline here. 5 o'clock is the deadline. If we're to believe that the ransom note was real, if we're to believe that the ransom note was real, is it possible it was someone just trying to make a quick payday? It's very, very possible. Unfortunately, it's very, very possible. So now you have some people that just go on their walk, that live in the area. And obviously, this neighborhood has been turned upside down. Thought that was a very classy little memorial right there. And I know some people are saying, enough of this story and everything else. I think it's several things. Number one, every life matters. Some of the messages from people, who cares? She's 84. She was, her life was going to be ending soon. Like, it's just so despicable. And people have to believe in the power of prayer, because that's what this is about. So, and you can hear the anguish in Savannah's voice. So, she is missing. We don't know what happened. Obviously, no one knows what happened. Thank you, Victoria. As we close in on our live gift donut goal. But listen, every life matters. It matters to Savannah and her brother, and the sister's been in the videos. But I think some people don't appreciate or respect life. So people that say, I'm tired of it, enough of this story, well, it's too bad it's interrupting some of your viewing on Lifetime TV. The Real Housewives don't hit until April. So this is a mystery. And the entire country is praying for Nancy Guthrie. And Savannah has handled herself, I think, with a lot of guts, a lot of courage. There's the man. Folks, JLR, that guy is amazing. We're bonding together, teaming up. Thank you for that. Again, if you're on TikTok, we have some video here at the scene. But just to set the stage, it's 3 o'clock here in Tucson. 3 o'clock. So it's 5 o'clock in the East, 4 o'clock in Chicago. It is 3 o'clock here in Tucson and 2 o'clock on the West Coast. I want to give a shout out to Damien, who's been a follower for quite some time. He lives here in Tucson, does a great job. I'm going to start to share his page. But I'm going to give you a recap. What you're looking at right here, this is the driveway of the home of Nancy Guthrie. The reason why we are now in the window of 2 hours is because in the last one of the ransom notes, they said either pay us Bitcoin by Monday at 5 or else. Now, I think it's also interesting, and I want to mention that apparently, according to one news source, the ransom started at 1 million and then it jumped to 6 million. I don't know what to make of that. I'm not sure, like a lot of other people, exactly what to make of it. Many of the people that you're seeing walking around are members of the press, the media from all over. Again, right now we are live on our TikTok page. Make sure you follow, tap the screen. Well, you never know that. Why would they let her go? She can identify. Well, not if you're this careful, they blindfold them. They put them in a dark room. If you've ever seen Ransom, they could have kept her in a dark room with music playing. She can't hear anything. It's very possible that she couldn't identify who did it, but that is a possibility. I don't know. It's a tough one. I also want to stress to people, and again, you can put where you're watching from, your comments. I also thank you, Janine. I want you to also put in the comment if you've been praying for Nancy, because I think we need more people doing that. I think it could be Bernadette. They haven't named anyone as a person of interest. Thank you for all the stars on Facebook. And there are people watching on YouTube. YouTube, love to see a super chat or just some kind of a sticker. Maybe somebody could do that. Yes, praying. Thank you, Jenna. Just so we know our YouTube crowd is there. We have a good following on YouTube. But it is gut wrenching. Now, we don't know. There's so much we don't know. We don't know. Do the police, are they watching someone? Are the police waiting and have more evidence? We don't know. Are the police watching right now and they know where she is? And they're waiting for the right moment to try to go in and get her. We don't know. Thank you, Pepper Potts. Terrible. That's true. I want to point that out. And many times with these cases, it's the last person to see the person alive, such as Brian Walsh with Anna Walsh, such as Karen Reed and John O'Keefe, such as Mark Perkins with the Charlotte Lester case. Many times. I also heard they don't have a lot of polygraph type of individuals. It's not as much as people might think, but the apparently the feds do. Now, we have not heard of anybody taking a polygraph. We did hear that we have heard, I should say, we have heard that they wanted to make it very clear that the police searching the home of Annie and Tommaso, her husband, the son-in-law, on Saturday night, they want to make it very clear that that was consensual. They allowed it. In other words, yes, you can search. You don't need a search warrant. Now, there have been missteps here, no question. There's no press conference on Friday. There was no press briefing on Saturday. There's no press conference yesterday. I want to be very clear, wow, this is nice if people are going to come out and start praying. If there is any type of press briefing, I will be attending. Oh, wow, that's nice. There's some women praying. Folks, poor Nancy. I mean, it's so cowardly. Crying out loud. Who would kidnap an 84-year-old woman and say, give us 6 million in Bitcoin? Or what? Or you're never going to see her again? I mean, she had a pacemaker. She lost her husband years ago. And, according to Savannah Guthrie, her mom's been very, very strong, not easy. Savannah lost her dad. Nancy raising those 3 children. Got a lovely home here in the Catalina Hills, in Tucson. And it would seem, okay, family dinner Saturday night, invite her over. Seemed a little late for me. I would think, let's see, came over, Uber came at 5:30, dinner at 6:30. I would think by 8:30, time to call it a night, but church in the morning, I don't know who would. Uber over, I agree. Little odd. We don't know if that was the norm. Thank you, everybody on TikTok. Make sure you tap the screen. Little strange. Your 84-year-old mother's going to Uber over. Maybe it's routine. I don't know. I can tell you the police know that. And something like this, I can tell you in following other cases. And again, if you're watching right now on one of our 4 platforms, either YouTube or Facebook or X or TikTok, make sure you visit our website, depetro.com. You can follow on all the platforms. The only one we're not live right now is Instagram. But a lot of times with these cases, it's like the first time something is done that's out of the norm. Something is done out of the norm. I can tell you they haven't shared any video. Meaning the police haven't. But I can tell you the sheriff said, and the sheriff had some missteps. The sheriff had some, he even said mulligans. He wished they'd kept the crime scene tape up. I think people are saying now they should have immediately treated Annie's house as a crime scene. They have not released video. I heard them reference that the Uber checked out and that they had video of her in the Uber. I'm pretty sure, he said that. Now, sometimes police make mistakes and could correct themselves. That can happen. But he had said that. He also, there were several things. He was also initially saying she was snatched from her bed. Then they walked that back. Initially, we were told, I heard they went out to dinner. And then that was walked back to say she left her house to go have dinner at the daughter's. So again, you don't know, we don't know, I should say, is that just someone misspeaking? People shouldn't see that as a conspiracy in any way, is what I'm saying. Now, again, the story that we have is that a family member brought her back right up that driveway that you're looking at. And she went into the garage opened and then closed. Now, that could be the way that she always goes in and out of the house. Or maybe was that the first time? Was that the first time? How many times has she ever taken an Uber? Oh, all the time. Oh, okay. She doesn't drive. If she wants to come over, she usually sometimes hops in and over. Okay, that could be the case. Or is it, oh, she never takes an Uber? Who ordered the Uber? Who paid for the Uber? I don't know. But she didn't Uber home. The family drove her home. Again, the reason I mention that is because we don't know, was that unusual? Had she ever gone over there for dinner on a Saturday night? What was the talk like at dinner? Um, again, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that there aren't answers to this. It's just the police may know the answer, but they haven't shared any of that. I believe one of the sheriffs mentioned that there's video of her in the back of the car in the Uber. Now, they have not released that. They have not released that. Right now it's 3:11, so we're under 2 hours. Thank you, Ashley Day. Folks, thank you. Follow the page, tap the screen. Do I see a sombrero? That would be fantastic, folks. Very challenging. I would love a nice coffee or some confetti or a donut. There's a nice sombrero. All right, now there's the sheriff. Let's see what's going on. He could be telling something. Yeah, you got to be on it. You can't be over there. You got to be on this side. Yep. Yeah. See, there's shade over there. I don't know who that is that arrived. But it is, the sun is challenging. I'm not complaining. Not complaining. The focus is on Nancy. By the way, also, again, condolences go out to, she may not drive at all. That's right. Um, the Uber's a little odd. Unless with people drinking heavy, I mean, again, we don't know what the norm is, but actually, she didn't take the Uber home. Family member drove her home. Um, I don't know what to make of that. You make her come over by Uber. Can't imagine that. If that's true, Uber and Lyft are becoming the negotiation point with family, giving up driving. That's a very, very valid point. I'm just saying, both my parents who I miss. Good point, Bendy. Um, if my parents were both alive, I can't imagine saying, "Hey, why don't you hop in an Uber and come over for dinner?" I mean, part of the visit would include, I'd throw my have some of my kids come in the car and ride to extend the visit a little bit. Thank you, Kaya. Yes, thank you, everybody following. It's a little strange, but again, we don't know, is that the norm, or okay, or was this something done that they normally do, or was this something out of the ordinary? Yeah, she took an Uber over to the daughter's house Saturday night for dinner. However, the family drove her back. Now, for those of you that follow different true crime, as they call it, was that like, is that always the norm? Is that the norm of she, like, is this every Saturday night? She Ubers over and then we drive her back. Possible. What I mean to say is it's unknown. Something we want to look for is anything on that day or night that is like, no, we've never done it like that before. I'm just saying that is something the police would be looking at. Now, I also want to tell everyone, and again, we're live right now. If you're on TikTok, please tap the screen, make sure you follow. We are out here. This is the home of Nancy Guthrie, and clock is ticking. And is the 5 o'clock, there's a deadline of 5 o'clock. Is that real? We don't know. But a couple of things. Right now, and this is really important to know, right now, the deadline is intact. And what I mean by that is the house is right. Where's the house? See that thing right there? Helen Keller's entered. What do you see that? That's the house. What I'm showing is the driveway. There's the house. Did someone actually just put that? Where's the house? See that thing see, that's a driveway and that's the house. We're showing the driveway just because there's that growing memorial outside. But there's the home. I just think it's a better shot. That's the driveway to her home. But what I want to, the point I want to finish is as of right now, the timeline that we have been working off is intact. What do I mean by that? Well, we have it right now. They have not revised the timeline. Is the driveway a logo? I don't know what that means. That's the driveway. There's no streetlights here. Yep. But the sheriffs have been in and out. So that could be tire marks from a vehicle and they had released the house. Folks, after they took down the crime scene tape, members of the press, now that I don't know who that this individual is that's just standing, could be a neighbor or could be a member of the press. But the well, it's so tough. It's so tough up here. So, but I want to point out, you know, you have to wonder, 9:30, quarter of 10, they dropped her off. Now, right now, the officials have not revised any element of the timeline that they have. Now, if they did, I think it would be significant. They have not, I'll say this, they didn't release that they found any tire tracks. But I also want to point out that it was, we're to believe that she went in. Initially, the sheriff was saying that somebody went in there and literally like snatched her out of bed. Now they've kind of revised that a little bit. And again, maybe some people are not familiar. That's her house. She's got nice frontage. That's right, Chris M. Savannah put out that video. If you're watching on TikTok, just make sure you follow the page, tap the screen. And again, we're going to stand by. I don't know what what to make of the fact that there's no press briefing yet. But they may not have anything, or they could be working on something. I can tell you that the media, everyone is very interested in whenever the next press briefing may be. But they haven't announced anything. I went by there this morning. I posted a video of an update. Again, if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you tap the screen, follow the page. Thank you for those live gifts. I think we only have a few more donuts and we hit our live goal. It's everywhere, Carrie. It's on this platform. She just released it. I just played it. I could play it again. I could play it again. I was playing it and then someone on another platform. Look at that. Thank you, Linda. I will play it again. Of course, the people have to come out with the obligatory. I can't hear anything. They never think, oh, maybe I should turn up my phone. And I'll replay. This was just released a short time ago, within the hour. She mentioned sister and brother. She's alone now. She's alone. That's right. That's right, Savannah. Yes. Wow. Just brutal. Brutal is the word. Folks, tap the screen, share that you are watching. When I say tap the screen, that's for the TikTok crowd. Thank you. We have only 20 more donuts to go. We are now almost 90 minutes from the deadline. Now, no one knows what that means, just to be clear. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, wow. I played. That was for, I played it for TikTok. Good point by Bendy. Here's a good question. What's going to happen tomorrow? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen tonight. Could there be? I'll tell you right now, though, they need a break in the case. They need a break in the case. There's been no break in the case. And wait again. Oh, oh, right. Wow. Tough. Very tough, everybody. Yep. No doubt. Everyone asks the same question. Where is Nancy? What happened to Savannah's mom? I don't know. I don't know. Um, and I'll tell you why I don't know is because the the ransom note, if they're real, to me, that's what's thrown everybody off. And again, I want to stress if they're real, because we don't know if they are. So what you're looking at right now, that is the driveway. And you see the little makeshift shrine that has been set up right here in front of the house. There's a lot more people here today. And then you have members of the media, and then you just have others that are walking around. You have people stopping in front that don't even know. I agree. I agree. I don't know what to make of it. You could certainly put in the comment. Put in the comment. I mean, I'm not sure what to make of it, but is it real? Is it just a number of things that then happened that threw it all off? Meaning, was this just a missing person case of which harm came to her, and then someone contacted, you know, um, sent that to the local station TMZ to try to make a quick score to say, we have her. It is unknown. It is unknown. Now, again, I will show. I know that some people are, that's right. So again, I want to show you, this is the front. So that's the front door. But that's where we learned we found some droplets of blood right on that front doorstep. But this is the driveway. There's the makeshift little memorial at the foot of her driveway. It's beautiful. I believe this is at least an acre. And you see, obviously, it's just so different than what we're used to at the East Coast. Very barren landscape. It's the desert, though, but beautiful. The authorities have been in the back. They were on the roof. There's been drones up in the air. There's the sheriff right there. And this is, you can see all the media. We've shown both sides. And then they're really camped out right over there. That's where, when you see World News Tonight, all of the evening news, that is a base camp, in essence, that's been set up. But everyone's basically doing the same thing, and that is trying to determine where this is going to go. It's totally unknown where it's going to go. Poor Savannah. Isn't it interesting when you see her? I mean, that's the fourth video we've seen of her. And again, she's just, no update. That's right, Chris M. No update. But you are just seeing someone who is just absolutely at their breaking point, you know? Now, folks, again, we came out over the weekend. Now it's day 9, and certainly appreciate a story like this. People are asking me how much. I don't know. I don't have a return ticket. But if you enjoy the coverage, whether you're on Facebook or X or YouTube, you can see at the bottom of the screen. And we're obviously on TikTok. So I don't know who some of these individuals are. There's people showing up from all over. But again, a lot of people just trying to get the word out. Thank you, Amy. Isn't it just terrible? Right now it's 3:33. So depending on where you are, and that's always nice, people put where you're watching from. I don't know what to think. I really don't. Remember, if you're watching on TikTok, please tap the screen and make sure you follow the page. I want to just, okay, when this happened, and who's the last people that saw her alive, and who drove her that Saturday night right here to her home, up that driveway, and then claimed she went into the garage. So just based on that story, you would think that something happened, and you would look at, like, there's several parts of this. Are we to believe that someone went into that house in the middle of the night and abducted her? I mean, I guess it's possible, but highly unlikely. Thank you, Amy. There we go. But let's, so that's the story. But what I want to point out is, to me, what was a game changer with this whole thing were the ransom notes. So initially, people say the Apple Watch, but she wore the Apple Watch when she was on the Today Show with her daughter, with Savannah. So is it because of the Apple Watch? Or when this happened and she just supposedly was missing, was this, thank you, Amy, was this someone somewhere decides, I know what I'll do. I'll send a ransom note to this local TV station in TMZ. And who knows, maybe they panic and just send 6 million in Bitcoin. So that's why, to me, it's there's so much hinges on if the, oh, good, here we go. If the ransom note is real. And let's play that out a little bit. Again, for those that are just tuning in, it's 3:35 here in Tucson, and we are outside the home. Nancy Guthrie, we're 90 minutes inside the window of when this deadline was supposed to be. But let's say someone said, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to harm her. We're going to take her captive. We're going to keep her alive, and we're going to get the money, and then we're going to release her. But in order to do that, number one, you'd think you'd show proof of life because you want the money. That's number one. And number two, unless they feel the more you communicate, the more there's a chance that you could get caught. So if you take that away, I also come back to, if this was that thought out, you're going to go into this house in the middle of the night and snatch someone, 84 years old, and get her out of here. you're going to go to that type of planning and you're going to bring her somewhere where she's going to be held captive. If you go to that type of planning, again, I'm just speculating, but wouldn't you, when the family arrived on Sunday, she didn't show up from, well, she didn't log on for Mass. When the family walks in, wouldn't there be a note saying, we have her? And here's what you're going to do. And you have 48 hours to get us this amount of money. I mean, to me, if it was real, does the ransom note ever hit? But to send it to the media, or how come they don't? I mean, Savannah, maybe don't, how come they didn't even send it to NBC, a local station, and TMZ? And it did thrust TMZ in the middle of it. And it wasn't just once, it was more than one note. So again, I don't know what to make of that. And that's all if we're going off the guise of that she was abducted and it is a real ransom note. And I think it is a wild. Now, I also want to point out, oh, good, thank you. We're at 90 donuts, 10 to go. Make sure you tap that page. We're almost at 100,000. The other element, I want to just stress this for people. When people are saying it's fake, I don't know what that is. So they think the ransom note is fake, or they think the whole story. I don't understand the people, frankly, that think the whole story is fake. So if you believe the whole story is fake, then you believe that the administration is in on it because the president has talked about it and the FBI is involved. So in other words, I mean, if you believe that, I'll tell you this. If you believe that, one thing I know, I'm not going to be the one to be able to convince you that it's not true. So if you believe that, some people do, because they sent me messages, this is all because of the Clintons, and they're going to be testifying, and they're trying to distract from that. So the president, the FBI, all of the media, Fox News, Newsmax, all the media, they're all on board going along with a fake story. I mean, I know that there are people out there that are claiming that. I just think that is another, like, if you believe that, like I have gotten messages from people. We are, Michelle. Yep. We are clock watching. I mean, if there are people that really believe that, I don't know I'm not going to be able to convince you otherwise. There are people that believe the Clintons are controlling the White House. The Clintons still control the FBI. The Clintons control all media. The Clintons fabricated and came up with this whole thing. And as a result of that, there are people that actually believe that. I had someone on one of the platforms saying the military's involved. This was a military operation. So, again, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but so in other words, there are people, and I don't know where they're getting it from. For instance, I don't know if there's some creator, someone on YouTube, whoever, that's putting this out, but there are. This one woman was saying that it was the U.S. military. Is this you? Okay. He's going to get ready for the 6. We're going to walk. See, the sun is tough. Oof. He's up there. This is the other side of the house. But someone was saying, much like, by the way, this is a different shot. The only thing is we can't just stand here. I don't want us to stand to block the road. But there is the front step. Now the driveway goes circular. So you go in through the garage, you don't just drop at the front and go in right there. Again, that's according to the family. I think I see something. Oh, he's gonna go down and tell that person to move the tripod. That's a different shot of the house. I have not heard that. I haven't heard that anyone's left. I think we'd know. Is anyone reporting that? Hey, Brian, I just wanted to say hi. I met you in Providence at the Burnett shooting.
Yeah, I remember
You're doing
now.
great work. You're doing great work, man. Is this okay?
Just keep all the camera outside just because once one person puts their stuff
Okay. Okay. It's just hard because of the sun. You guys are used to it. We'll go up the hill. It's Brian from News Nation. Yeah. It was a postal truck. Oh, I delivered mail. All right. Yep. The sheriff's are standing guard. This is just tough because of the heat. I don't even get- They're still delivering mail. It was a car. And see, it has the circular driveway. Could have pulled into the front there. They did not. Not a lot of sun, not a lot of shade here today. All right, this is the scene. Oh, okay, it's because of the heat. All right, folks, I'm going to head over to the sheriff's office. Stay tuned. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back.